anytime, I think it should be recording, right? Do you see it recording? Yeah? Okay, Chrissy sees it. Okay, so we're doing the warm-up. So this will be on this recording. So look at here. Here's my tea towel. It's just a simple little tea towel. But what is different about today than, let's say, Wednesday or anything like that? What's different is I have a weight vest on, okay? And I'll take it off here in a minute so you'll see what it is. And actually, those of you, this is a bigger weight vest. Usually guys wear this one, and you just put it on like a vest. So this is you know, I can tell you the different brands and all that, but you can accomplish some of the same thing by putting on a backpack, especially one that, see this cinches. This cinches around my waist, so it doesn't move around on me. So if you do a backpack to get weight loaded, make sure it's one that you can cinch around the waist, that it has a strap to cinch you around the waist. So here's my tea towel, and I'm just going to start stepping forward and back. And whenever I do a step forward, what you need to notice is when I step forward, here I go, I want to push this leg forward. What am I not doing? I am not putting stress on my knee by, in fact, leaning like that. See that? That's where you don't want to go. So when I step forward, I stay back, and you see my knee is in line with my ankle. It doesn't go out in front of my ankle. Hi, everybody coming on. You're getting in on the warm-up today. See here? See this? This little move, because I'm holding on to 25, at least 25, probably closer to 30 pounds of weight on my weight vest. See how I have my leg out here? See how my heel is down? So that means it's stretching gently, not much. See this? See this? This is very different move than this. We don't want this move. We want this move. So as I take it out and in, I stay back. Then I step in, walk back, take the other leg out, keep my knee in line with my ankle, take it out and back, out and back. And for those of you who have significant shoulder, chest, back, upper neck injuries, you might have to go down and back up. See that? So it's a down, it's an out, or it's a down and back up. This is a very functional motion right here. And then I take that whole motion now and put it into a dynamic form, meaning I'm not just staying there. I wanted to stay there to show you that, in fact, when I do this, I'm not leaning forward with my knee. See that? Then I step back, and then I come back in and I put the other leg forward, back and forth, and I step back, and I put the other leg forward, back and forth, step back, take the other leg forward, back and forth. So let me ask you right now. So you're getting in this kind of thing pretty good, and you walk back, then you walk forward, step, keep that knee back. Is your tummy tight or braced? Okay, so every time you do this, see what I'm looking at is I'm looking to see if you're doing this. So see, I'm not doing this. That's what I don't want you doing. I want you doing this and then stepping back. So we hold it just a little bit, but then we move with this whole thing. Now, my movement pattern and my effort is heightened right now because of why? Because I have 25 to 30 pounds on my frame. Okay, now I'm going to step and I'm going to bring my knee up and I'm going to bring my knee up. And I'm going to keep doing the same motion with my arms. Okay, if I need to go down, I will go down, down, or out, out. Okay, so every time I bring my knee up, what am I having to do with my feet, with my knees, with my hips, with my back? I'm having to propriocept. So every time I go like this, even though it's just momentarily, I have to keep my knee soft. That's very important because many of you are stepping and you're either leaning too much because of all our problems with joints and so forth. We got used to bad habits, or you are not keeping your tummy tight, you know, all of that. See how I'm just coming to the side, to the side. I just want to hold it there momentarily because in fact, I'm warming up. This is supposed to be a dynamic or moving kind of a skill that we're doing right now, or motion. See how I'm doing step, step, step? Do you know why I'm doing step, step, step? Because I'm getting myself in position to take that knee across, to reach across without turning my foot out like a duck. That's the whole thing. So what happens generally is when somebody does this kind of a motion, I see them do this little corrective move here. See that? And then they're turning their foot out like a duck. So I want to go with my body. I'm going to get in position and not turn my foot singularly out like a duck. I'm doing step, 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 step. I'm using my tea towel to pull against, and I am pulling a little bit, and I'm keeping a good breath coming while my dogs are sleeping over here. Breath, breath, breath. You'll never believe what I found yesterday on my little walk down by my creek. A snake. It had to be at least 15 inches long. It was all sunning itself in the sun. Take a breath. We just have one or two more to go. Yeah, one more, and one more. There we go. All right, again, I have a weight vest on. Here's my tea towel. I've gone across, I've gone forward, I've done a single leg standing, see? So all that in a warm up. Now I'm gonna take it and I'm going to a figure eight. So I'm gonna go wide, see that? And I'm gonna hip hinge. So when I hip hinge, I keep my chin tucked because most of us will hip hinge and we'll do this with our chin. Well, we don't wanna do that, do we? Because that puts strain on our neck. So we wanna align our neutral position by tucking our chin. Then I'm gonna step wide and then I'm going to do a hip hinge, just like that. Hip hinge, come back. Hip hinge, figure eight. Okay, here's one that I have shoulder people out there. And what I want you to pay attention to is tucking your chin, setting into your heels, keeping your tummy super tight. And then when you do your hands like this, you stay under the armpit or under that shoulder area. See that? So I lean just a little bit. So I'm getting movement through my hip. I'm getting movement through my gluteals. I'm getting movement through my quads, all through the groin, all through the hip capsule. Boom. Okay, now pretend I'm right with you and I'm pushing you here because some of you lean out and then you start straining here. If you stay back into your heels while you're doing shoulder mobility, your back, your spine all your muscles in your legs are going to be much happier, okay? So you keep in a good position as you're doing this, and you keep your hands low. See that? So it's a side to side. You press kind of like if you're skating. Down, skate, push, push, push. You can move forward. You can move backward. Take a breath. And somebody said, well, do you know how many of these you've done, Jeannie? And I'm like, well, no, but I want to do this until I start to breathe a little bit deeper, okay? That's what a warm-up is supposed to do, warm you up, get you breathing more, get your muscles firing, start feeling a little warmer. See how my hands are underneath? See, if you're doing this with your hands way up here, you're going to start getting what I call a squeeze through your shoulder. I'm doing this very low. I want to give the synovial fluid in my joints time and a chance to start oiling my joints up. See how I'm moving front to back? Pretend I'm pushing on your chest and you're pushing back. Yeah, just like that. Figure eights, figure eights, figure eights. Then I'm going to come up. And again, I'm doing this with 25 to 30 pounds in my weight vest on me. Here's my chair. We're going to use it a lot today. I've been doing a lot with our pillow, and I'll probably be back to doing the pillow a lot more on Friday. But here's my chair now. So what have I done thus far? I've done a lot of motion, a lot of rotational motion, but now I'm going to do hip hinging. And I'm going to go ahead, take my tea towel down. See my feet? I'm pushing into my heels. I'm going to go ahead and come to a sit down. I'm going to just kind of see how I'm feeling. All right? I'm going to widen up my feet. I'm going to bring the hands down. You can put them out if you want to, but if you put them out, you're going to have more load on your back. And I don't really want any more load on my back because I have, again, a weight vest on, right? So as I put my hands down like this and I move into the forward trajectory, where am I going to push my pressure in my feet? Where? Heels. So I'm going down, heels, and I don't want to use motion to get me up. If I have to use motion like this to get me up, generally, I'm in a kind of a precarious position and my knee doesn't feel quite right. Those of you out there that have knee issues, it could be arthritic, you could be already bone on bone, you need to put your hands here, get you just past the sticking point, see this, and then come on up. See this? That's what you need to do. So, if you in fact want load, you go ahead and pick up a bag of beans, you pick up your grocery bag, you don't have to be heavy. See, if I don't have a weight vest and I want a little bit of weight, so I just picked up 4 or 5 pounds of beans or a weight, okay? And I want to start putting weight as I go down. Make sure your chair's under you. And as I come up, and if I'm a person that is having acute problems with my hip or my knee, then I will just pick up a weight that I can hang on to like this with one hand, and then I'll just kind of guide myself down, all right? So that I don't have to use, and the reason I'm telling you to do this is a very important point. When we're still doing the warm-up, we're already loading. Because I don't want you to use momentum, see? Because you do that because you don't want to hurt that hip or that knee that always is, oh, it's just giving you some pain, see? And then you miss this great move. So put your hand on your chair, go into a hip hinge, come up, all right? So in just doing this simple move, and you're weight loaded, when you come down here, you hang out here for a minute, and then you go right ahead and sit down, or you use your hand. because I don't want you to do the typical thing with whenever our joints are giving us problems. We go into a sit down position and we get down here, we're doing good. But then when we go to put our heels into our weight into our heels, we just plop. See, because we don't want to use our muscles, or our knee or our hip is hurting. I don't want it to hurt. I do want you to use those muscles. So use your hand right here, drop your shoulders, tighten your tummy, lean in, push into the heels, push on your hand. You'll be able to hold a weight and do it just fine. See how I'm coming down here? Now, if I can hold with both hands and come down here and guide myself into a sit down, yay, that's what I want to do. All right, take a breath, lean in. So I'm shining my tail lights here. Now I'm going to start pressing, and I'm going to come up without doing what? Without doing what? Plopping or jumping into the standing position. See, I want my muscles right now. Heels, say it out loud with me. Bend in, shine my tail lights, tight tummy, drop my shoulders, push on my heels, press through the muscles. Here. Big breath, go back down, heels, sit down. Here we go. Big breath, drop your shoulders, drop your chin, lean in from the hip, push into the heels, don't jump. I want these to pull. If I can't do that because of a hip problem, a knee problem, whether it's arthritis, whether you're worried about your hip that is replaced, use your hand. Give a little tiny push to get past that, but don't jump. Don't do the plopping. Don't plop down and don't jump past that, because that's right at the apex of where you want strong motion. Here we go. Heels. Take a big deep breath. Woo. And come up. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to hit around 10 to 15 of these. Okay? Just so you know. I know Kathy's counting. She's going to correct me. I know it. Here we go. Take a breath. See, I'm holding on to the beans. By putting these beans in my hand and I add it to my weight vest, I'm for sure at about 30 pounds hanging off my shoulders. Okay? Here I go. Tight tummy. Don't jump past it. That's going to be your go-to. Don't do it. If your tendency is to jump like this, get your little hand down on your chair, push, and come up. Okay? Pretty soon, you will get rid of that bad habit, and you will do it with the muscles in your legs, in your gluteals, in your back. Okay? There we go. So I've got about 3 more, I think. Take a breath. Take a breath. So I'm leaning in, tight tummy. Don't hold your breath. Release, exhale, and you're pulling through those quads. Here we go. Down, 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 down. Hi, everybody coming on. We are weight loaded today. Yes, we are. I got my beans right here. 4 or 5 pounds, I think. And I got my weight vest on for those of you coming on. So we went from our warm-up right on into our session. And we're doing first set of weighted squats. Okay, here we go. See, I got my beans here. Here's my little tea towel. I'll be doing that in a minute. You can put it down or not. So stop. Hip hinge. Drop your chin. Take a breath. When you go to push into the heels, you exhale. Right there. You don't hold your breath. That is common to see that. Okay? And that can increase your pressure intra-abdominally. It can increase your pressure in your head. You don't want to do that. Okay? So here we go. Heels, hang out, and then guide yourself down to the chair, whether you do it from your hand or whether you just do it slowly. Okay, we're coming to the last one. Take a breath. I hope you've been able to do every one of these with me. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, guide yourself down. Breath. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to put my little beans right there. All right. Take a big breath. I'm going to put one knee on my ankle. So I'm doing this early in the class rather than late. So we've been doing a lot of hip hinging already. So here we go. See this? So I'm sitting to the end of my chair. I lean back. I say rib cage up. And I bring this knee right here for those of us with hip replacements, knee replacements. Don't be pushing on this too hard, but just try to get it up there and let it just kind of hang out there. And you'll feel stretches in your hip. Then you come forward, take a big deep breath. Now the stretch moves to the groin, okay? And we're just doing motion that we're going to be doing more of in a minute. So I'm not like doing stretching that you might think I'm really trying to elongate my muscle. No, I'm doing just warm up mobility moves, okay? So here I am. This is my side that's tight in my knee because this is my bionic knee, right? Any of you have them, it's tighter. But if you put your hand here, you still feel this nice motion and just a release of tension that they get tight. Okay, and through the hip. Take your tea towel, all right? I'm going to reach out with that tea towel. I'm opening my feet. Make sure they don't go out like a duck, not quite yet, okay? But you go as wide as you can. Open those legs as wide as you feel you can. And then hip hinge forward with a rib cage up. You're reaching the tea towel out there. And you're feeling this right through the groin. So I have a son that just pulled his groin muscle on a ski outing. It is going to stop him in his tracks. This move, he can't do right now, okay? Nor should you if you have a groin pull. So the first thing you do is widen up here, your stance. Second thing you do is say rib cage up while you're dropping your shoulders. Now, I have a weight vest on. So as I go forward, I have to be very mindful not to get my back out of a neutral posture. See this? I'm not leaning from my waist. I'm leaning from my hip. And as I push my butt back and I lean forward, keeping my stomach tight, wow, can you feel the move through your groin, okay? So we'll take this, we'll go down, we'll hold it down there, we'll turn, keep our chin tucked, we'll hang out down there, turn. This, by the way, for people with shoulder and neck issues, this is a money move, especially if you keep your chin tucked. Your shoulders, your arms are straight down from your shoulder. See this? I'm just turning, and I'm turning, and I'm turning. And I'm turning. So this is kind of like a pendulum. And I'm hanging on to this move with all these muscles in the gluteal, in the back. Plus, as I'm doing this, you see, I've got a great weight load because I'm leaning in and I'm managing at least 25 pounds in this weight vest. And I'm going to come back up. Take a big deep breath. I'm going to put one hand at my forehead. See that? I'm going to take this one and just go back like that. See that? I'm just going to go back. So why do I just put my hand at my forehead? Why don't I just go up here like you see everybody doing? Because I have a lot of people out there that have shoulder issues. And you can't just do that. So you got to have like something to give you a stopping point. This is a great stopping point, this right here. See this? And some people have some shoulder issues that this is a big move. See that? And then I'm going to put this right here, the back of my hand right here, and I'm going to pull my elbow back here. See that? And then I'm going to come back in. And I'm going to go like that again and just pull back. See my elbows going back? and come back in. And then I'm going to pull back and come back in. Okay. Now we're going to stand back up again. Are you ready? So I have my weight vest on. Hopefully some of you have weight vests, or maybe you have a backpack. But if you don't, what do? To really do this whole class and get advantage of this class, you grab a bag of beans or rice or something that's, you know, a sandbag, whatever, a weight. That'd be fun. Put it right in here, and here we go. Drop the chin, tight tummy, drop my shoulders. My feet are pretty forward. Not, if you have to put them out just a little bit, because as you go forward, where are you going to put the pressure? You should be yelling, heels. That's right. But if you have to, put your hand back there so you don't have that sticking point coming up. Okay? All righty. So now I'm going to do with my weight vest on. And I know you can't do something with your hands holding on or weight. Just do this with me. Just take this tea towel, put it in half. And some of you have stretchy bands. I use stretchy bands a lot in my class. I have this size, I have half of this size, but some of you don't have stretchy bands, so everybody has a tea towel, right? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to wring this tea towel just like that, and then I'm going to wring it the other way. So I'm going to put my hand on here and wring it. Okay, now I'm not just going to do that and do nothing else. I'm going to shift my weight into one leg. I'm just standing on the floor. I'm not even on my little pillow. You can be if you want to be. But I'm going to shift. So I have this weight hanging down on me, right? I have like 25 pounds here. Then I'm going to bring my kickstand up just a little. And I'm going to hang out here with my foot right in front of my shin. See that? So I'm not bringing it up much. But this knee is soft. It is not locked. Okay, I hope you get that. Then I'm going to take this ring, this tea towel, I'm going to wring it. See that? And anytime you need to, put your kickstand down. But don't straighten the knee. Keep it bent. Got it? So here we go. Wring really hard. And then grab with the other side and wring the other way. Keep your foot right into your shin. Okay, and if you go too far, of course, you got to put your foot down. Here's the deal, y'all. I'm trying really hard today to get you to understand that if you want to keep your bones, you have to put a load on your frame. Some of us have to do it extremely gently because we're already into like an osteoporosis type situation. So that's why I'm saying just pick up 4 pounds, just pick up a little bit. So I'm wanting you to do a body load. So whether you have weight in the form of a backpack or not, you can put your own body weight into a single leg stance like we're doing right now. See, my knee is soft, and then I have this tea towel. And when I'm not totally focused on my balance, when I think about wringing the tea towel, see, you're going to be wobbly. That's okay. Just put your kickstand down. Then bring it back. Get on balance. Turn that tea towel. Then bring the hand around the other way. Try to get that foot right in front of your shin. Yeah, I know. Some of you are going, wait a minute. I thought she did this stuff on Wednesday. Well, I'm waiting to hear, but I'm pretty sure I won't be on Wednesday. I know it's on the schedule. I hope everybody's hearing me. But I think I have to be in a meeting on Wednesday morning. I will definitely notify you at the end of this class, or I'll put it on the email. But here's the deal. Single leg standing, especially when you try to hit a point on your standing leg. See how I'm just doing this? So Wednesday, see, this kind of standing with your knee soft, not locked, and staying on balance, and then doing a task with your arms, your hands. I don't care how little it is. See, twisting. Wow, it's going to get you all over the place. Keep working at this, no matter how frustrating it is. And for those of you who have really a hard time with balance, get up against a wall or get up against a stationary object to just kind of give you a little contact, okay? It'll help you to maintain this, because what I'm trying to do this is threefold, actually. Yes, I'm trying to do body weight loading to get load on our frame. Absolutely. I'm trying to get you to listen and read your proprioceptive signals, okay? And then I'm trying to get you to do a multitask thing, a compound move, while you're standing on one leg. Oh my goodness. So if you spend, I'm telling you, if you spend from 3, even 1 minute, pretty much every day, doing single leg standing, whether or not you have a weight load like I have right now, or you just do this, sing your ABCs twice, do whatever, brush your teeth, do whatever you need to. Get your little body used to training in a single leg stance, because it's going to give you great weight load, all right? Okay, take a big breath. I'm going to put my tea towel down, or done my ringing, one-legged standing. And the reason I tell you to put your foot on your shin is because I don't want you to get it up here yet. We're going to do that, but I just want you to get that load, single leg standing. Okie dokie. Okay, I still have my weight vest on. And we went a little bit lighter the other day, but I'm going to go now pretty heavy because I'm loaded here. And now I've done a lot of work with my upper body. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a medium weight. All right. Because in fact, I'm going to load my frame again. Okay. So for me, about a medium weight is going to be anywhere from 8, 10, 12. This is a 12 that I have right now. All right. So first I'm going to line up. All right. And I'm just going to see how it feels to move with those 12 pounds. But it's 12 pounds on each hand. Yes. And so I'm going to move with my carries. Carries are best done with a significant load. All right. And I'm going to keep my knees soft. And I'm going to try to limit my wobbling. Take a big deep breath. Then I'm going to do some of the same moves that we did warming up. Here's 24 pounds pulling down. If you're not extremely careful about how your posture is in a single leg stance like this, and if you have a significant weight in your hands, see, if you're leaning out like this, you got real stress points when you do that. Number 1, you have stress point in your lower back. Number 2, you have a stress point in your neck, in your shoulders. But the worst thing is you're not doing, the best practices for strength work. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take the other leg out. I'm going to keep myself back. So I'm in the middle. See that? Take a big deep breath. I'm going to hang on here. I'm going to just drop that knee a little bit and come back up. And then I'm going to bring my hands forward. And I'm going to just lift quickly and then come back. See that? So it's several moves. So I'm a single leg stance. My shoulders are down. My chin is tucked. I'm going to rotate my foot so that I'm coming my heels off the ground in the back. I'm bringing my knee down. And at this point, you want to act like I'm pounding you to stay upright. Don't lean in. Here we go. Take it down one more time. So now I'm going 2 into the downward pulse. Then I'm going to bring my hands forward with the weights. I'm going to say rib cage up. I'm going to lift my heel. in the back. Then I'm going to come back down, rotate back, bend that knee, and then come back because I'm going to go to the other leg. Okay? Take a deep breath. Now, let me say here, if you have a significant weight in your hands, in your hot little hands there, don't try to grip them this whole time. It won't work. See, I'm letting them hang from my fingertips. See that? Okay, rib cage up. Make sure the back foot is straight on. Rotate. Bring the heel up in the back. Drop your knee. Stay down there. Hang out there just a little bit. Right now, say rib cage up. Get your shoulders down, but stay upright. Don't lean in. Okay? Put that back down. Do it again. Rotate. Bring that down. Hold it down there. You want to go down far enough that when I ask you to hold it right here, you're kind of shaking a little bit in your legs. That's exactly what I want. Stay rib cage up. Stay back. Take a breath. Come up. Bring those hands forward. Keep the front knee bent. And lift the heel in the back. Lift it up. And then come back down. And come back in. Okay? Take a big deep breath. Okay, now. Listen. This next part's going to be a little difficult. Stay with me. But the biggest important thing here is that you don't cave and go into flexion with your back. Because this time we're going to do 3 holds. All right? So here we go. Change your leg. Big breath. I'm going to go forward with the opposite leg. You'll remember once you get it. You'll go, oh no, it was the other one. Okay. Single leg stance, right? Toes are forward, right? Say rib cage up. Drop my shoulders. Tuck my chin. Heel comes off the ground in the back. Hanging on to my weights. I'm going to go down as far as I feel I can here. And I'm going to keep correcting to stay back. And then I'm going to just do little tiny pulses as I'm holding it as low as I can hold it. So for me, I'm pressing how much weight? I'm pressing the 25 at least pounds on my weight vest. And I'm pulsing with 12 pounds in each hand. So you do the math. So I'm just pressing, see? And I have to make sure that I'm lined up nicely. Breath, breath, and breath. Come back. Good. Bring those hands forward before you're ready to be done with that side. And release the toe. Bring that leg up. The heel comes up. Toe comes off the ground. You're holding it. There we are. Single leg stance again. Hang on to it as best as you can. Hang on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath. So, I should have warned Kathy. This is going to be hamstring. Yes, going to be hamstring. Okay, so do it carefully. Maybe with no weight, holding onto a wall. That's how I would have you if I was training somebody that had a problem with a hamstring. I would have you go to the move, and I would have you do it with no weight until you got strong enough. Okay, are you ready? No rounded shoulders. Drop your shoulders and say rib cage up. Now you want to bring that heel off the ground in the back. Now you want to rotate that back leg so that the knee's going down as far as you can go. Now right now, correct. And get yourself upright. Breath, 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 breath. You should be shaking a little bit down there on those legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little pulses. See that? Little pulses, little pulses, little pulses. Tight tummy, tight tummy. Okay, stay there. Bring the hands forward. Keep your knee bent in the front. And lift the heel. Hold it, hold it, hold it. This is my really difficult side. Breath. Try not to open the hip. Try to keep that hip down. Breath, 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 breath. Hang on as best as you can, and then step back down. Yay! Carry, 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 carry back. Okay? So you see I went straight from that very hard move to doing a carry. Because, see, the carries right now are, we're resting. See, I need to make sure you understand that even though I have a lot of weight on me, just going to a carry that we're normally used to doing in our daytime activities, which is typically the lingo in the fitness world is called functional. Breath. Who knew? Functional moves could be beneficial. Oh, that's too much common sense. Here we go. See, I'm just doing a carry, but I still have quite a weight load. All right. I'm going to do one more carry. I want to try to keep you hanging onto that weight for just a tiny bit more. So I went from a very difficult lift now to a carry, which is very doable with pretty heavy weight. And I'm keeping that weight load on you for a little bit longer. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these down. Put them down. Now I'm going to take off my weight vest. See, it just unstraps like that. I take it up over my head. It's pretty heavy. Whew, and it's warm. As Chrissy would say, it gets warm. Yes, it does. Okay, shake out, shake out. Big breath, right? Just like this. So when you do this kind of a motion, see this? Just as hands out, right? This very stance, the minute you do it, several of you have locked your knees. You've brought your shoulders up. So you want a normal stance to be in a good neutral posture. So my knees are just a little bit soft, okay? Because I want to feel the weight in my feet. I don't want to lock those knees. Okay, I have my hands out here. See that? Now, remember that move that we did warming in part of the warm-up where we brought one foot just up like this and put it at the front of our shin? Well, that's what we're going to do right now because we are going to capitalize on body weight loading. So here we go. So I'm going to shift into my supported leg. It's going to be soft. I'm going to have my kickstand here. I'm going to put my hands out. Now, for those of you with shoulder issues and you've been working on forward head, correcting a forward head, and you have shoulder issues, if you need to bend your elbows a little bit and drop your shoulders a little bit, do it. As a matter of fact, do this whole move down here. See how I lowered my hand? See that? If you can, and you can do even half, even a fourth of the 30 that we're going to be doing, which Kathy's already counting. I know she is. Okay. See, my thumbs are forward. I'm doing a single leg stance. My knee is soft. My tummy is tight. And I'm moving. This whole circular motion comes from my shoulder, not my elbows. See, if you have to put your toe down, that's fine. Get right back on the saddle. Take a breath. So I'm thinking we're halfway. So those of you with shoulder issues, go down now. See, and do them down here if you need to. Then come back in and join. All right, or put your foot down if it starts getting too much. All right, take a breath. All right, try not to lean. All right, hang on. Breath, breath, breath. I think we're probably into our last 10.
30.
Oh, 30. Thank goodness for Kathy. Shake out, shake out, shake out. She just doesn't want to do too much, that's all. That's why she counts. Y'all wondering, isn't Kathy nice to count? No, she just doesn't want to do too much. I'm just ragging on her. She really does. She never misses if she can help it. Okay, take a big deep breath. Yes. Shift to the other side. Get ready. Drop your shoulders, drop your chin. Okay, little bit of softness. And I'm going to bring this leg right into the shin here. See that? Put those hands out, but my palm is up. My thumbs are pointing back. And I'm going to start the rotation. And if I get off, I just put my kickstand down, soften my knee, bring it back up slowly. Don't do quick corrections. Even if you're starting to get off balance, just go ahead and put that toe down. Drop your shoulders. Say rib cage up. Breath. Make sure your palms are heading up. Okay? And again, if this is too much, what did I tell you to do? You drop your elbows a little bit, drop your hands down. Keep going, okay? Breath, or stop and rest. That's okay. Breath. Yes, slugs get to rest whenever they need to. Keep your knees soft. Knees soft, keep it going. Breath. This one is so much harder for me. Oh man, I'm thinking about Chrissy out there. She's got 2 hips replaced.
You can stop.
Oh, was that 30? Oh my gosh, time flies when you're having fun. Drop, shake out, shake out, shake out. Okay, you just did a significant body weight loading. All of that can be extremely beneficial for training if, here's the big if, you keep correcting yourself and you're in a good neutral posture, okay? That's the big if, all right? Now we're ready to do some loading, okay? So I've taken my weight vest off, so I'm gonna go 1 higher. So I had 12 pounds. Now I'm gonna have 15 and 15, okay? That's going into heavy for me. So you pick up whatever is heavy for you. Okie dokie. See that? Yeah? Now, a lot of times we do this with a chair. Today, we're going to be free squatting. Okay, so I'm a shoulder width stance, meaning I'm not going to go into this squat, a full squat, with a very narrow stance. That's a formula for losing your balance very quickly. So you open it so that it's shoulder, all right, shoulder width, yeah, so it's comfortable. Now you're gonna drop your shoulders, yes, and you're gonna push your butt back. I'll turn sideways so you'll see what I'm doing. I'm gonna push my butt back. The minute I push my butt back, what's happening with my knees? They're softening. My shoulders are dropping. My chin is dropping. I'm gonna go down into a squat. I'm gonna put my weights right down there. I'm gonna drop my butt a little more because I'm gonna put my weights in front, release. Then I'm gonna go to my heels and put them right beside my feet. Drop the butt, put them in the front of the feet. Drop into your heels. Put them beside your feet. Drop into the heels. Front, heels, side, heels, front, heels, side, heels, and push into the heels and come up. Okay, you should be screaming right now because you should have really felt it in your quads. So my whole purpose of having you move those weights, not only mobility, not only using your shoulders correctly and all that, and loaded, but to stay down into that squat long enough to get that weight load that is going to help your mobility. Okay, big breath. Let's go upper. Are you ready? Tight tummy. Knees are just a little soft. And I'm going to bring my shoulders up, way up. Then I'm going to bring them down. So when I go down, I'm going to lift my heels. Yeah, I'm going to be kind of on my toes. And I'm going to be hanging on to 30 pounds plus my own body weight, which, you know, that's a lot. Okay, go back to your heels. Shoulders go to the ears. And you pulse into the ears. See? Pulse, 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 pulse. Go, go. Your knees are soft. Two more. One more. Okay, drop your shoulders. The weights are hanging off your fingertips, right? Soften your knees. Go into your toes and lift your heels. Stay into your toes. Drop your shoulders. Yes. Keep your knees soft. Knees soft. So this is everything lower leg. This is everything around your hip, everything around your knee, everything in your foot. The people I'd caution about doing this is people that have plantar fasciitis. Need to be careful, okay? You can do this move. It's one of the moves of strong men, strong women, stay young. The toe heel stance, but you have to be very careful, okay? And if you feel any squeeze, I call it, in your foot, pressure that's not feeling good, you do this sitting down. You just sit your little butt in your chair and you bring your heels up. And then you bring your toes up. Then you bring your heels up. Then you bring your toes up. Okay? Tight tummy, heels up, toes up, heels up, toes up. See that rocking? Yeah, your knees are soft. You've got a significant weight coming down your arms. Okay, you ready? One more time. Last time. Here we go. Shoulders to the ears. Drop. Ears. Drop. Pull. Drop. Pull. Drop. So this move with any kind of a weight in your hands, this kind of a move, done very carefully. You're squeezing your shoulders to your ears, and then when you're taking them down, you're carefully putting them down. You're not just letting them drop into, and just jerk. You squeeze them up, then you squeeze them down. Squeeze them up, squeeze them down. Keep your chin tucked, rib cage up, squeeze them down. This is definitely a foundational move for somebody who gets clearance and can move into a shrug and back down. And then you start doing it with just a tiny bit of weight, maybe 6 ounces, a little can of food, and 1 pound, then 2 pounds. You get the idea. See here, I'm trying to squeeze out about 3 or 4 more, okay? Shoulders to the ears, and see I'm constantly pushing into my toes because I'm trying to do this whole thing, this last one, pushing into my toes more. So I'm trying to keep a balance going. I think that was more than 3 or 4. Okay, take a breath. Yeah? How you feeling? Pretty good? Now we're going to do what we did before. This is our second set, okay? I didn't want to tell you when we started this today that we were going to do multiple sets. I wanted to surprise you. Okay, are you ready? It gives me a better focus on other things to do that. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to push my butt back. I'm going to go into the free squat. I'm not using my chair. However, if I'm somebody that's got a significant hip or knee arthritis, then I'm going to be doing it right over my chair so that when I get tired or if I need to, I can do it from my chair. And you take multiple rests. Yeah, that's fine. Otherwise, you want to stand out here? We're going down. Here we go. Right down here, you put the weights right next to your feet. You get your butt down. Keep your head, shoulders, and butt in the same plane. Then you move them here and you drop into your heel. Take a breath, then pick them up, drop them beside. Heels, breath, front, heels, breath, side. Push into the heels, front, breath, side, heels. Just a couple more. Breath, stay with me. Heels, breath, front, one more. Okay, come up. Go! I think of Cheryl McPartland there. See that yell? That's acceptable whining, just so you know. All right? I'm going to put my weights in my rack. Okay? Shake out my hands. Little arm swinging. Recovery. See this? Just a little walk back and forth. So really hitting, loading, especially in the gluteals, the quads, your back, all your shoulders. We're going to do one more shoulder shrug before we're done today. And we're going to do it with very heavy weights. But you get to determine what is a heavy weight. Okay? First of all, I want you to see how your shoulders move without weight. Okay? So as you're walking, I want you to carefully squeeze your shoulders up to your ears. Okay, this is a good time to put your tummy in. As you're walking back, put your hands right here and just pat and drop your shoulders down. Okay? I deal with people many times. They have a perpetual shoulder lift like this. They walk around with their shoulder, and I'm sitting here like, no wonder you have shoulder strain or pain, and they didn't realize it. I just put my hands right here and just press them down, and your shoulder blades should just drop right into your back. Okay? Now, if you have a significant forward shoulder, forward head standing, see, your shoulders are always out. This is a very bad position to move with. So you drop your shoulder, you say rib cage up. This is what I mean when I say rib cage up. Act like somebody's putting their fingers right under your rib cage and they're pulling them up. Okay, so with your shoulders down and your rib cage up, now you're ready to ambulate to make you stronger. All right, big deep breath right here, and the shoulders now are free to come up or press down, just like that. Okay, now we're going to do a little interset here, and it's specifically for pain that people get in the back of their shoulders here. Okay, and a lot of it's from dysfunction, posture dysfunction, or injury. So I'm going to quickly, because I can, because I have these channel changing weights, I'm going to go to very light. So I'm either going to use a 3 or a 6. It could be, for those of you out there, you could be picking up for the lightweight, you could be picking up 1 or 2 pounds or something light, okay? Or 3 pounds. So here I am. I'm going to step across like this. See that? And I'm going to take my hand as I step across. So the foot that's back is going to go across like this. See this? So here's the deal. You've got to keep your elbow down. See this? See, I'm not leaning, but I'm pushing across my body with my leg across the midline. Then I go across the midline, keeping my shoulder down. I keep my rib cage up, and I'm just doing like I'm punching to the side. See, like that? Take a breath. Keep your elbow in. Don't do this with your elbow raised. Your elbow has to be very close to your body. My knees are soft, and I'm holding this cross lateral here stance as I'm doing this little tiny punch. Okay, and at first you think, Oh, this is nothing. I can do a heavier weight. Let me pick up a 10. Wrong! That will get you into big trouble. And it has gotten people into big trouble. They do these moves. When a trainer, or myself, anybody says pick a lightweight, they mean lightweight. Sometimes no weight. Because when you do this in a repeated fashion, you start screwing up your posture because you're trying to make it easier. And then that messes you up. I've got maybe 3 more here. See how I'm going across like that? My knees are soft. I'm having to maintain. And I'm just punching to the side here. See? 1 more. Right there. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. See, I'm going to bring this back. So I was punching with the opposite. Okay, so I'm going to cross. I'm going to soften my knees. I'm going to say rib cage up. So I'm holding this here. I'm going to bring my punching arm, go across, not very far, across. Keep your shoulder down, right there. See that? Just like that. Keep your elbow down, shoulder down. Your knees are soft. You're doing a little bit of a turning, okay? Hold your balance, breath. Knees are soft again. Keep that shoulder going down. Breath. And the reason I like to keep the weight in the other hand here is it helps to counterbalance so that you're not putting one shoulder really high and one shoulder low. Okay? Keep your elbow in. And you see how the weight is very low? See, I'm not coming up to my face here. I'm right in front of my belly button almost. Breath. I got about 3 or 4 more. Yeah. Hang on. Breath. Hang on. Remember, when you start to lose your balance, soften your knees. If you need to, then you can bring your foot out of that position and bring it down. Okay? Step back. Big deep breath. Put those weights right there on your quads because that gets you in a little bit of a high sit-down position. See? Like that. See that? Then I'm going to take my weights from here. These are light weights. Can't emphasize that enough. I'm heading into my heels, pushing into my heels. This is a high hip hinge, not a squat. Then I'm going to keep my hands in this position, and I'm going to go like this with these very light weights. Staying in this position, keeping my chin tucked. This is specifically for people in trouble with your shoulders. Keep it light. Keep your elbows in. Keep your chin tucked. And only come as far as you feel you can. And then you hold it there. You keep the backs of your hands pointing out. You're kind of in a hammer curl position. See, this is a hammer curl position. My thumb is up. Elbows are bent a little. Then you go like this with the backs of your hands. See that? Stay into your heels. Breath into your heels right there. So this is where your shoulders have to be down. Because as you start to come up here, many of you do this. Wrong move. Drop your shoulders. Tighten your tummy. Go into your heels. Keep the back part of your hands pointing back. And your elbows are at your waist. And then this one, somebody would say, okay, how many do I have to do? Well, with this one, with light weights, with dysfunction, we're working at trying to get 30 or 3 sets of 10. Does that sound better? Ruby's bored with the whole thing. She's stretching. Okay, see my elbows? So when I do this with my shoulders down, and I'm keeping into this heel pushing, I'm pushing into my heels. Wow, do I feel that? Around the back part of all my shoulder girdle. This is a great move that takes time to do. But if you can build up your endurance, okay, in this move with no pain, then you can start moving. You don't do this ever with a super heavy weight, number one. okay? But you're trying to help weak structures around those shoulders to get stronger, okay? Keep your elbows in and just lift back. See, it's a rotation. It's a rotation back. See that? So I hope you're getting the rotation open with your arms right there. See that? So as you're in this stance, what I want you to notice is, are you pushing harder on one heel than the other? Many of you are. And then you wonder why your back is acting up. Because when you're leaning in and you're doing this kind of a move.
32.
That was 32. Okay, you're done. Bring it back up. But when you're doing that and you're not in a good position, that's what will cause you to have, you know, this. It's only on this side. It's only on this side that's giving you a problem because of how you were standing, your stance. Okay, light weights, right? Take a big deep breath. So we did this turnout, right? Then we're going to bring them right here. Okay, one more here, and then we've got one more to do, heavy. I'm prepping you. All right? So I just have the weights here. Then I go just to my ears. Okay? So we need to practice that, because the minute you saw me coming up with the weights, you know what you did? You went way up above your head. You do not need to do that. Okay? Keep your tummy tight. All right? And go just to the ears, just to the top of the ears, and then to your shoulder. See that? Okay. Once you got your trajectory correct, your tummy's in, okay, and you're doing this kind of a thing, this is when you're going to thread the needle with your feet. You're going to shift, soften your knee. You're going to bring it to a 90 degree. See that? Shift right there. Bring her down. Shift. Bring her right there. Bring it down. Shift. Soften the knee. Right there. Breath. Bring her down. Keep your shoulders down. Shift. Here we go. Bring it down. We've got a couple more. Shift. Just to the top of the ear. Bring her down. Shift. Top of the ear. Bring it down. Here we go. One more here. Okay, let's say one more both sides. Stay with me. Okay, now I'm not sure, but I think we're into the teens here. What I'm telling you is I'm not going to go for 30 here. But you can feel that if we did, especially those of you who have a forward head, rounded shoulder issues, a move like I just now did, wow, that will push you because you're very weak in your deltoids. I mean, you've developed a weakness all around, but especially here because, see, when you hurt your shoulder, the therapists, they don't want you doing a bunch of overhead stuff. However, that's a very functional move with doing stuff, right? So you have to go easy. But if you will get to where you can increase your weight in this kind of a move, which is what we just did, see, that you will start improving. You just will. Okay, before we pick up and do this last very heavy thing, oh, you know what? Time flies. We're having fun. So we're going to end up right here because I'm going to have to turn off my little recording. Do a big hug, okay? So this is what my students always love. If I get distracted explaining something, then they know they don't have to do that hard task. Okay, so high hug, just like this, and then put your hands right behind your head. Remember this one? So I really focused on full body loading today and shoulder endurance, shoulder mobility, shoulder endurance. yay for you. I'm going to go ahead and click it off.